We're at home for the final home game of the season, and we've got the Edinburgh Capitals in town. Last time they came, it was fireworks aplenty. Should we expect the same today?
I'm not so sure that we could expect quite the same today, Richard. I think for sure it will be a tough and it will be a tense encounter because both teams have got something riding on tonight. For the Phoenix, obviously, it's our last home game. We want to go out in style and put on a show for our own supporters. They've stuck with us through thick and thin. Again, they've been fantastic with us all year. So we want to give them a show. We want to win the game and give them something to celebrate and send them off towards the playoffs in good heart. For Edinburgh, they're still battling for that final place in the playoffs. And so I think we can expect a pretty intense game from them. Whether we'll have the same amount of, shall we say, physical encounters as the last time remains to be seen. But I think for sure anyone knows that if Adam Stefishin or anybody else on the Capital side start to take any liberties tonight, then they're going to have a certain person in Phoenix uniform to answer to if things get out of hands. But I think we're in for an exciting evening this evening.
Manchester are now secure in 7th spot. We're going to be facing Sheffield in the playoffs. Are we going to be taking our foot off the gas a little for the remaining games, or are we still going to go in there and keep the pace up?
I think for sure tonight you'll see a full-blooded effort from the Manchester Phoenix. Taking the foot off the gas is too strong a statement. It's if you take your foot off the gas too much in a game like ice hockey, you're going to get hurt. You've got to play with some intensity every night. You've got to have your heads up. You've got to have your head on a swivel and keep an eye out for those guys who are going to take you into the boards. If you ease up too much, then there's always a possibility of getting hurt. I think what would be fair to say is that if we had the opportunity, we'd like to give a couple of guys a little bit of a rest before the playoffs, and a lot of that will possibly depend on whether Sean Stark returns from North America prior to next weekend when we travel to Nottingham and Hull. If Sean is back in the lineup, then you might just see one or two, or you might see one guy have a rest, maybe, certainly not get as much ice time. Whether we'll actually rest players off the bench or not remains to be seen, but we do want to try and give some guys a little bit of a breather if we can, because we want to go into those games against Sheffield as fresh as possible, and we're not really going to have too long a break after that final weekend.
Andy Costigan, thanks very much.
Pleasure.